today in Tempe, Arizona, and I'm going to show you, they actually have a whole area over here of Tempe Lakes. There are some very large homes over here, a lot of tri-levels. It is an older part of Tempe, but the homes were built more in the 80s. Like the ones that I showed you in previous videos, built in the 50s and 60s. Some of these homes were built closer to the 1980s. You know, back in the 70s, 80s, you know, having a lake in the desert, wow. I mean, a lot of lush landscaping in these communities. Very desirable. People like them. They are older homes. A lot of people have bought these homes and updated them so that they are more recent. But you'll notice the landscaping difference, the shade and everything, and the bigger trees as we go through this community. You'll see a lake over on the right. A lot of people have boats. As we go further south in Tempe, you will see that the homes become newer. But in reality, Tempe's been landlocked for some time. I don't know, probably it'd be interesting to kind of Google and see what is the oldest home, or maybe I should say the newest home in Tempe, because I think that would be really, really interesting. I'm going to go into one of these. Now, some of these are gated communities, so I'm hoping I don't turn on the wrong street and go into a gated community. If I do, I guess I'll just turn around and start over. Make sure they're stopping. I'm getting into all the school stuff, so let's just go down one of these streets so you can see some of these houses. You can see, shake shingles used to be the thing. Now, people have kind of gotten rid of those now, but you'll still see a few homes with those. A lot of tile roofs. I don't know if you can see a lot of tile roofs. That is an uncommon for Arizona anyway. But just some very nice homes. Like I said, most of them built in the 80s, early 90s in this community. Homes in this area, well, right now, because the market has been so crazy, you're looking at 600, probably average. Depending on if it's on the water or not, you know, 600 to $1.2 million, $1.3 million would be probably a pretty safe guess of what these homes are selling for. Tempe has a lot of parks. Here's a house over on my left that you can see that still has the shake roof. They're really a fire hazard. They're not a great idea. And a lot of people do not want them any longer and do whatever they can to get rid of them because they get super, super dry in the hot Arizona sun. Today we are in South Tempe, Arizona, and we're about to go across the canal. I'm going to turn my camera. Let's see. I want to be safe. You'll see the Tempe Canal there, and a lot of people like the big power lines go along the canal, but a lot of people like to ride their bikes. Sometimes you'll see a horseback on there. Sometimes you'll see, not horseback, but people on horseback riding along there, and also people riding their bikes, jogging, that kind of thing. It always kind of creeps me out because the big power lines are there and they snap and crackle, and I feel like I don't know what that's doing to my body, so I'm not a big fan of that. This area we're coming up on is Elliott and McClintock. There's a lot of really good restaurants in here. There is a movie theater close by. It's called Pollock, which is actually it's called Tempe Cinemas, I think is what he calls it. Pollock is a big developer in this area and has been for years. You'll see his name on a lot of the office complex it's Michael Pollock. He's a pretty big family name in Tempe, Arizona, especially in the South Tempe area. and he started Tempe Cinemas. They have $3 movies. They have a lot. He's really into wax figures. So when you go in, there's all kinds of wax figures in the movie theater. It's it's definitely a fun place to go. It's completely, it's older movies typically that have been out for a while, but it's just a really fun family place to go. You can get, all your popcorn's cheaper, your candy's cheaper, everything's less expensive than a traditional Harkins or AMC movie theater. Let's see. It's a little bit newer part of Tempe, not necessarily, but we're coming up on some of the Tempe horse properties in this area off of like Warner and Ray and down in there. These homes are older homes built in anywhere from the 70s to the 90s, and most of them have been purchased and redone. Not all of them, but most of them. It is a very, very desirable area of Tempe. There is a lot of, what do I want to say? There's just a lot of old money in this area. And, farms, you can see, I'm going to actually go in here so you can see some of the horse communities. So this is Cala de Cabero, I think is how you say it. I should know that, but you can see over here is they've got horses. And these horse properties are pretty pricey. This one's actually for sale. I don't know how much it is, but we can certainly look it up. But you'll see a lot of low roofs, tile. They have a lot of flat roofs, that Santa Fe style. Mature landscaping. That is an olive tree there on the right. There's sort of cool trees, but they can be messy. They get fruit and they drop fruit all over. You can't really see in that one. Let me see if I can zoom in. But it has fruit on that tree. You can't really see it. There you go. So it does have fruit on the tree though, and they can be really messy. This property is on 2.5 acres in Tempe and listed at 1.6. Looks like it is due to close next week, so I don't know exactly what it will close at. But it's an older home. It looks like it probably does have a pool. You can see it's got a lot of green pasture back there and some big trees. This is a really desirable neighborhood. It's just off of McClintock and Warner. We're north of Warner. But still a lot of horse properties in here. And it's just a really beautiful area. You can see that some of the homes are a little more dated. They've been well cared for, but not a lot of updates. And then you've got other ones that have been completely updated. You can see, like this one in particular has been completely updated. Lots of beautiful green grass, lots of beautiful big trees. So really great area. I think if I go this way, you can see that there's bridle paths. I don't know how much they get used anymore, but there used to be bridle paths throughout this whole neighborhood. And I just think they've kind of been closed off. Now here's one, they're building a brand new home. Just a really beautiful home in here. And most likely not really building a big new home. Probably bought an old home and they're renovating it down. In Arizona, what you can do, this one's really gorgeous too, I love it. You can actually take a home all the way down to one wall and it's considered a remodel. But you see these people have sheep. So very animal friendly. There's lots of minis that people have, and people do still have horses. These folks look like they have an old tennis court there. Older home. Looks like they have several horses in there and some minis. So you can see those. So just, like a really, really nice area. You can see this house coming up here that they do have flood irrigation in this neighborhood, and that does allow for large large trees and green grass. It's a very, very inexpensive way to water. There's some more horses over here. As you can see, some people take care of their properties better than others. There's older homes mixed with newer homes. Sometimes when people come here, they don't like that. They're like, I want a really nice home. And some of these are just very beautiful homes, but you've got, now this one looks like an old barn. I mean, it's a nice home and everything, but then you've got this one, let's see over here, that is just a really beautiful southwestern home. And you've got everything in between. So let's see. Here is, this looks like more of a southwestern. This one's more of a, looks like there'd be different over there. But beautiful, beautiful neighborhood with a lot of variations. So just know that's normal when you come. A lot of times people they don't want to have an older home. Now see, here's an older, oops, let me get you in here. This is an older slump block home, or partially slump block anyway. You know, it's got the composition roof, just an older home. And then you've got one that has been completely redone. Just gorgeous. And everything in between. This goes in a big circle here. There is a equine-friendly park in here that I don't have time to show you today, but I will definitely do that if I can.